Hello there everyone and welcome to a commentary video on Seymour Connor's Modern Super Spy, my very first original film I've ever made. It took just less than 2 months to animate and about a week to write, so basically 2 months to make it all. I think the reason it took so long because I got ill for like a week of just before Christmas. I was aiming for Boxing Day, which is December 26th. I think it's December 26th for I think anyone outside the UK, and I got ill like the week before it. I could have finished it, but it would have been a worse film because I was gonna have to cut some scenes to make that release date. So it's good I didn't make it. So then my next goal was New Year's Day, but then didn't have enough time to animate it all. Then my next goal was my birthday, but I think I was getting lazy as well. I think so. It eventually released on January the 20th, which is the day I joined YouTube 3 years ago in 2020. So 3 years to make an original film. That seems to be roughly the amount of time it takes for directors to make their films. I suppose kind of gone over the first 2 scenes there. I was planning to go in more detail on Ethan's role in the film as the villain, Todd Crane's in his next scene anyway. But this song, my sister showed it to me. It's a It's a song from Sonic the Hedgehog. I've no idea which one it's from, or if it's even official. But I really liked it, and I thought it would be perfect for this film for Seymour Connors himself. So it's like one of those scenes I always imagine from the very beginning of writing, and I just thought it was, I don't know, it's just because like it's not like a song that many people know, and I think that's just that kind of makes it work better than if I were to use just some song everyone knows, I suppose. There's a bit of like, I don't know if you'd call it visual humour with N there. I won't go into detail on why he's called N or why he, hopefully hopefully you can figure that out, like the joke there. But it's I got a joke. If you don't, just wait till the sequel. I'm gonna include a joke there. It'll be hopefully quite funny. Hopefully not too offensive. But anyway, yeah. Well, seeing as they're talking about the plot of the film at the moment, the idea for Todd Cranes as the villain came from Ethan, who voices him. He sent me some videos from the Kardashian show. Don't know if it's Keeping Up with the Kardashians or the other one they've made for some reason. But he sent me them and they were quite funny. And he was like, the chap Scott Disick, who is one of their boyfriends, or maybe just a friend, I don't know. But the women have him prank the old Kardashian, whatever her name is, by pretending to be her old friend, Todd Cranes. So because it's just hilarious, and Scott Disick as a person, his personality is just hilarious as well. He suggested to have Todd Cranes be a villain in a film, but he's basically like a mixture of the Todd Cranes character I wrote for the film and Scott Disick, especially at the end of the film. And I think it's just a brilliant idea, and the voice Ethan does, which hopefully you've seen the film, but you'll hear a lot of it in about 6 minutes in the background, but below my commentary, if that's an appropriate word to use. I think it's just incredible, all editing, because I didn't listen to it really while when he sent it me. I never do. I just like, I'm gonna hear it eventually. That's the mindset behind why I don't listen to any of the recordings people send me. I listen to like one line, make sure you can hear it, or I can hear it, and then I'm like, okay, I'll listen. save the video and I'm going to hear it in a month when I edit. But so when I came to editing the film, I was quite surprised by what I heard. But then some of the lines, some of his deliveries of the lines just made me laugh a lot, and I've been talking about Todd Cranes for about 5 minutes now. But Harvey Hoyer, who just got shot, is about to die, is wait, no, let me go into this fight scene first, because there's some things I want to say about this. The way that Seymour Connors points at the guy who's using the Legends of Chima head, the way he points at him was a suggestion by my nephew Max, who was there, who was in my room. He was staying with us for the time when I was animating that fight scene. So he suggested to point at them and be like, "You're going to die next." And I think it's a very good suggestion. And the name Harvey Hoyer comes from, I say the word Hoyer a lot, like Hoyer and stuff like that. I say variations of that. And just like for Harvey was just a funny sounding first word to have it like the alliteration and stuff. And I quite like this part showing where he kills him off camera. I think that's quite a good scene. Unfortunately, I didn't actually notice this while filming, and it wasn't until editing when it was too late that I noticed the ends parts of the conversations here. The animation is a bit like lighting's atrocious. I don't know, because like when you have the live setting enabled on on an iPhone camera, I'm not sure if it exists or a variation of it exists on Android or whatever, or Samsung. That might be the same thing, I'm not sure. But when you have that enabled, then it just like, you know, if you know what it looks like, you know what it looks like, but basically it makes the light flicker worse than usual. That especially. But so that's unfortunate, I didn't notice that. But maybe it's just sometimes, like, there's a couple moments, because this is the first film I made with the regular iPhone camera, but for Squad 66, Lego Venom, and Lego Spider-Man, I used Stop Motion Studio Pro, but that, I encountered a glitch where, like, the pictures start getting corrupted or whatever, and wasn't able to fix it before starting this film. I was like, okay, I want to make a stop motion, let's try this out. You know, you know, I expected this film to be out around 15 minutes, if that. So it's a couple of minutes longer than that, but, you know, around the length I expected. So it's just like, alright, let's give this a go with this one, and it turned out to be a lot funner than, I don't know if I think the big thing is that for the past 3 years while using Stop Motion Studio Pro, which cost £5 by the way, so you know, it's one of those things like, it's annoying that I can't use it, and also all the glitches that came with it for the past 3 years. The Bluetooth button thing I use, the shutter thing to take pictures without touching the phone, will just stop working after generally around after 100 pictures, and like, you know, at least from my experience making stop motions, 100 pictures a day is just like not enough, especially since I generally in these films have long talking scenes, especially this and Lego Spider-Man. Some of them, and especially with Lego Spider-Man, I was like, I have to do, if I start a scene, I'm going to finish it the same day, which is why I spent 8 hours doing the final web swinging scene in Lego Spider-Man. Or, I mean, I had a couple of days until it released, but anyway, enough about the other film. Or, actually, no, because, I just started getting, like, so bored while doing some of those talking scenes, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's just raise the arm up, raise the arm down, sometimes spin the arm, or the hand rather, but you know, it does get a bit, like, the fight scene, the big fight scene in a couple minutes time, about 3 minutes time from now, was just, I think it was going to be fun either way, but like, the fact that, aside from that other little fight scene in Harvey Hoyer's house, there's just been nothing but, talking scenes really. It was just incredible, and I've never done a fight scene like that before. Sure, I did the Lego Spider-Man ones, but I kind of cheaped out a bit and like had Spider-Man and Shocker just looking at each other for a couple of seconds to fill out the time, and part of that is because I was getting bored for doing them, just like, not bored, but kind of just exhausted from taking 500 pictures in a day for a fight scene, because like, just have the lighting match up. But as shown, as I learned from this one, like, the big fights, well, actually, the Harvey Hoyer house, that whole scene took 3 days to do, I did the talking scene one day, the fight scene the other day, then the part where he's dying and tells him about Miss Lady the other day. So that was 3 days, and it has to have been about 1,000 pictures, I would think, for maybe a bit less, at least 800, I think. But yeah, and it all just, it's seamless. And the big fight scene took me 2 days, and it was about around 700 pictures. And you know, it was amazing. But now here we are again, at Ethan's second scene. You know, he only had like 2 or 3 lines in the first scene. I think it was 3 lines in the first scene, yeah, first scene of the film. But now he's back, and this way you really get to like hear his voice, and the voice cracks and whatever else comes with it. It's at least one voice crack in this scene from him, I think, but it suits him perfectly. He did tell me that he was going to do a bit of a, I can't remember his exact words, but like a goofy voice, let's just say, for the Todd Crane's lines, and then when he goes by Scott Disick, he was going to do a posh voice, which is also a brilliant voice. So, you know, I was kind of, I was still just, you know, I was kind of expecting something, but I was still a bit shocked by what I did here. But yeah, this scene took me 2 days to animate, and I don't know, it's, I think just, like, when you want to stop, just stop for the day, because, unless you've got, like, maybe 20 more pictures to take, or, like, 1 line or 2 in the script, like, if I can see the end of the scene on the script on my laptop when I'm looking at it, then I'm just like, okay, might as well, just finish it up now. But, you know, genuine, like, I think the part in this scene might have just gone past it, where he kind of gives his backstory, where Todd Crane gives his backstory. When I saw that massive line, it's like 5 lines on the page, I was like, okay, I'll continue tomorrow. And that's what I did. So it's just, and, you know, that was about half of the scene done at that point, so it was good, I guess. But I was actually, because normally in the past, whenever, I don't dislike my voice acting in the other 3 I've done, and like Where's the Macaroni Cheese and Christmas Concert and such films, but such shorts. But this one, I think doing like the voice I did was a bit posher, I suppose, a bit more like 007, but 0069, of course. That was you know, it's like Spider-Man, like the accent is very inconsistent, but it was more fun, and I do prefer it to my Lego Venom voice acting, for example. But this is definitely my best performance, definitely Ethan's best performance, but, you know, it's probably like the one with him where he has the most lines, or at least the most importance in the story, at least. It's like Shock is just a goon, really, but still a good performance in that one. But now here we are at the fight scene. This uses the music from the 2005 Doom movie during the first person scene of that film. Just perfect music, in my opinion, and this fight scene is easily probably my best scene I've ever animated. Just think it really, it's a nice break from the comedy, I suppose, because, you know, sometimes you need to, when you, like, you know, joke after joke after joke, sometimes I feel like you need a bit of a break, and I think just 1 minute of action like this was really nicely placed, I think, and also very nicely placed for me. I think this is this is definitely the very last thing I did, actually, yeah, very last animated scene. I think I animated half the scene, the first half of the scene, on the 18th of January this year, obviously, and then the second half of it on the 19th, and then I edited all the film. Took me 8 hours on the 20th, then sent it to Premiere. I missed the 5 p.m. premiere that I have used for the past 3 films, but it's fine. No one, like, you know, I mean, whenever my dad would ask me what time's the film premiering, he'd ask if it was 5, but, like, really, like, a couple of hours difference. I did it like 7:30, I believe, which was perfect, actually, because my sister, her boyfriend, and nephew Max, who I told you about earlier, they all came over and they watched it with me and my mum and sister, and my dad and brother watched it live as well. in old house because we moved, which is why this and Lego Spider-Man looks so much better than Venom and Squad 66. But this final scene here, where I believe that's the line, that's the naughty word of the film, I believe. I can't hear the audio, by the way, and you know, I have a terrible memory. But I remember doing that shot. I remember being quite proud of that one. Well, not, you know, quite happy with how it looked. And also, I have to say about the reason, like, jokes like when he says bang instead of a gunshot for these moments, it's just kind of something I just thought about while animating, I believe. Not something I wrote in the script, or I might have put it in the script, actually. I'm not sure. But it did make the chaps I was watching it with laugh. And that moment made Eddie laugh as well, when he's giggling while walking towards the camera. Made me laugh while animating it, actually, a bit. But, and now Todd Cranes, or Scott Disick, whichever you want to call him, is dead. Or is he? I don't know yet. Maybe he'll come back, maybe he won't. I might have just spoilt the next film. It won't be the next film. Seymour Connor's 3, The Return of Disick. Maybe. But I may have just also spoilt the third film. But if that's the title, then you'd know. Already. I'm rambling. But the final talking scene here with Seymour and N. The line where he says where Seymour says about Miss Lady getting the standard end of movie procedure or something along those lines is meant to imply the same, like how most Bond films end, which is with Bond and a woman doing stuff. In case you didn't catch on to that, I guess I explained the joke, which may have ruined it. Not sure. But using the song again, and you get to hear more of it this time while the credits roll. Produced by Mr. Ginger there, because he did. I sent it. Definitely did produce it this time. Well, he produced Lego Spider-Man. I sent everyone in my company, Iron Spider Industries, a script for Lego Spider-Man, and some of them read it, including Mr. Ginger. I do believe he did. If nothing else, he read his lines. But as the great result, Watermelon Productions production. That was, I believe, the name for that production company thing was Ethan's idea, because we named it Wow What an Ant after a guy we know, his username. But none of us like him, so I think Ethan, because of that, suggested to make it Wow Watermelon Productions, and then just randomly while making the opening credits, I just thought, I'll put a Wow Watermelon Productions production, because that's comedy. And the scrolling credits was something I learnt to do not too long ago, but I think it repeats, or not repeats, it's a variation on the joke from Where's the Macaroni and Cheese without copying it too insanely much. But yeah, thanks for watching message shows. Gonna have to thank you for watching the film, if you indeed did, which I think you would have if you're watching this, and for watching this commentary. Sorry if it's a bit messy and I spoke about certain things for about 5 minutes where I may have skipped over some things, and I always forget to talk about things in these commentaries. But yeah, as the thing's ending out, I'm gonna have to say Bababooey.